So welcome to the show, Surrey practitioner Angela Bradshaw, teacher of the Alexander Technique. Angela is one of the esteemed speakers at a forthcoming TEDx event. Welcome, Angela. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Janey. I'm very pleased to be here.
Some people have heard about TED Talks. We've heard about them across the world, but I hadn't realized until now that TED Talks can actually take place anywhere if someone has the wherewithal to get it together and do the organisation. So tell us, how come you're going to be speaking at a TED Talk here in Surrey? Well,
this TEDx event is organised by my daughter's school. It's the second one they've organised, Sir William Perkins School in Chertsey, Surrey. We had the fortune of attending one last year, their first ever, second school in the country ever to host. So I'm delighted to have been invited to talk about the Alexander Technique at this one.
Excellent.
Coming
so
up.
I think I'm right in saying that TEDx talks are, the whole idea is it's a non-profit idea.
Yes.
So, and it's devoted to ideas worth spreading. Conferences usually have a general theme. So what's the theme for this one?
The theme is Facing the Future.
And your talk is going to be based around the Alexander Technique. What's the title of your talk, Angela? And can you give us a sort of rough idea of what you're going to be telling us on the evening?
Yes. So my talk is called Show Me How. And my angle was that the future, when we talk about facing the future is unknown and uncertain. And brings with it inevitable change, which brings out in many of us our fears and worries. So I wanted to bring in Alexander Technique principles to show people how we can handle change and how we can handle our fears and worries better.
Now, there's going to be a lot of people thinking, what on earth is the Alexander Technique? And was it, in fact, developed by someone called Alexander?
It was. A man called F.M. Alexander. It's a very powerful method of self-care and management. It's 100 years old, this discipline, practiced by many famous musicians, actors, athletes, scientists, and taught in all the major drama and music schools across the world. It concerns your posture, coordination, ease of movement, your balance, breathing, and thinking, i.e. your whole self. It really does make conscious how you move your body and how you think, and brings our natural state back into play. Preventive medicine.
Well, what would actually happen if I came to see you for some? Is it called? Would I be getting some Alexander Technique or an Alexander Technique session? How do we call it? What do we call it?
We call them lessons.
Ah.
So if you came for an individual lesson, you would experience some gentle hands-on guidance, and you would learn how to direct your body using this hands-on guidance to reconnect you with your most natural way of being.
Is there not a theory that I can I not just stand up straight then? Can I not just kind of pull my shoulders back and stand up quite tight?
We all know that sort of sergeant major, very smart posture, but that takes effort to maintain. So Alexander work is more about being natural, so you have effortless ease in your posture, like you had when you were a small child and a baby and a toddler. We all had perfect, what Alexander called, use of our body, which was very natural. We were very free and fluid in our movement. So it's just to recapture that. And because we've known it before when we were babies and children, the body remembers it very well. It's only when we start going to school that we get into bad habits that come with us and affect our natural posture. And then we think by sitting up straight like sergeant majors that we're then correcting our posture, but that's not natural, it's effortful.
Why is it that perhaps you've already answered the question, but is that why we perhaps have so much back pain in the UK? I mean, it's thought that millions and millions of pounds are lost in industry because people are off sick with back pain. Yes.
I believe that we all have so many unhelpful habits unconsciously with us that really do contribute to our ill health and disease. It does. There was a huge study undertaken in 2008. The British Medical Journal published in August of 2008 this research on back pain, and Alexander technique was found to be beneficial for so many people. It's now scientifically proven, so we no longer have to rely on anecdotal evidence of people saying, yes, it helped me. There's actual evidence proving that it helped many people across the country with varying teachers, so that the work itself did help across the board.
Where does good alignment start from? I mean, is it that we have to make sure we have a strong spine, have strong legs, and do we have to exercise?
Really, our good posture begins with our head, neck and back arrangement. How well we're coordinated is determined by how well that Alexander called primary control, the head, neck and back, how well that's arranged in ourselves. So if that's arranged well and we're coordinated well, then our spine will be strong and we can exercise and that will be energizing. It's when that head, neck and back arrangement is not functioning at its best, not free, that then the knock-on effect throughout the whole body gives us back pain, and we can't exercise for too long because, our body's reporting back pain and discomfort, so we stop doing it. But the most important thing is the head, neck and the back for us all. So,
aside from coming to see you for a lesson, are there some good habits that anyone can adopt? Can you give us a couple of tips?
Yes, to connect your feet with the ground. We've talked about this earlier on in the call, but to be grounded. When your brain registers that you really are safe on the ground and that your full foot is contacting the floor and receiving the full support of the ground, then our postural reflexes can work for us. So that does free up a lot of tension in itself, so that we're then not holding ourselves up with muscular tension. We're letting the feet connect and do the job for us almost. And then to learn to free up your natural hinges in your legs, your ankles, your knees, your hips. You make sure they're all freely available for movement. And then you want your spine to be long, because when it's long, it's strong. And you want your head off the top of your spine freely poised and balanced. That goes a long way to freeing up unnecessary tension that we all have with us, just purely by bringing the attention there.
So how do we find you then, Angela, if we'd like to come for a lesson with you?
I teach from home in Chobham. I also teach alternate Mondays at Neil's Old Remedies in Guildford. But I'm very happy to teach groups, and I'm very excited about this one coming up. So, there are different ways that we could meet to learn some of this amazing work. And I do have a website, www.angelabradshaw.com, for further details.
Okay, and the TED Talk is Friday the 8th of March.
Yes.
And the tickets, all the information is on the TEDxSWPS.com site. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for joining us. And that TEDx Talk is Friday, 8th of March.
Thank you for having me.